In a Class A showdown, it's the Lakeland Club taking on the Ward Melville Patriots. Well, hi again, everybody. I'm Barry Landers on a clear night along with Carrie Gluck. Beautiful night for lacrosse. These two teams last met in 1994 in the state semifinals. What can we expect tonight?
Well, I think you're going to see a team from Ward Melville play with a lot more intensity tonight than they did in their last game against Hicksville in the Long Island Championship. And I think you're going to see a Lakeland team that might have been looking past their last opponent to play Melville come out with a little bit more patience on offense.
Well, Kerry, you mentioned the last game they played against Shaker, a club that they expected to dominate. They trailed 6-1. They trailed late in the game, tied it in the closing seconds, had to go to overtime to beat Shaker. They know they've got to play a lot better against this Ward Melville team.
Absolutely. They've got to play with a lot more possession, a lot more patience on offense. They've got to hold the ball to keep it out of the Ward Melville sticks.
One guy who plays with patience, he could score. He's an outstanding midfielder by the name of Jason Mata.
Well, Jason Mata is truly an outstanding midfielder, Barry. He comes in today's game with 35 goals, 32 assists. That's a lot of points for a midfielder. He's a three-time Empire State player. He's a high school All-American, and he could be one of the best all-around midfielders in this part of the state.
Well, this is a club that has a very potent attack. They have a good midfield, and certainly Ward Melville's defense will be tested. They've been playing outstanding so far, their defense.
They've been playing great defense, Barry. When the offense hasn't quite been there for the Melville Patriots, the defense has always been able to be counted upon.
Of course, everybody talks about the attack of Ward Melville being one of the best attacks they've had in recent years, but the offense has also come from the midfield lately, and a guy who came up with a huge goal the other day, Mr. DeLucia.
Well, John DeLucia was a critical goal scorer for them against Hicksville, Barry. He got the game winner, like you said. He does a great job, but you know where he's most effective? Though he only has 10 goals, it's his face-offs that can really do a damage for the other team.
And he's also a pretty good feeder, has 20 assists in the midfield. Should be a great game. Ward Melville, undefeated, seeking another New York State Championship. Carl Rhoda returns with the coaches in just a moment.
Ward Melville is on my right. We'll talk with Lakeland's Tim Weir first. And Tim, what a great opportunity for this Lakeland club to be here. And you're familiar with Ward Melville, having scrimmaged them earlier in the season.
Right. But that was, way back early, and they're a much improved team now, and we're, I think we are too. So I think it's going to be a pretty good battle tonight.
All right. Does it help that you know him from that scrimmage and the fact that you come here knowing your opponent, but then you haven't seen him, and now you've only had one day to prepare for him?
I don't think scrimmaging really means a whole heck of a lot. It was about the second week of the season, and you're working on your things, they're working on their things. You're not really trying to go after them in certain ways. You're just trying to work on your stuff in preseason. So I don't really think that has any factor at all in tonight's game.
You hear so much about their attack. How do you try to defend it?
Just got to play position defense. You can't really do anything stupid, or you just got to really play position defense and get a lot of help from inside.
All right, Tim, best of luck to the Lakeland club tonight.
Thank you very much.
Turn around here to Joe Cuso, and Joe, once again, familiar ground for you, another state semifinal game. Do you agree, disagree with Tim, having faced him earlier in the year? Does it help, or really does not help?
No, I think it's irrelevant at this point of the season. As Tim said, that was way back in March at the Manhasset tournament. And, we're looking for people. Timmy was looking for people, and I don't think it's a factor at all tonight.
All right, you did notice a change in attitude in the bus ride coming over here as opposed to the Hicksville game when the guys were maybe a little bit too rowdy, a little bit more subdued on this ride coming over.
Yeah, I think we had a little bit of a letdown after beating Sachem, and I assume that's what happened to Tim's team too after beating Yorktown and going up to Shaker and having a close game. Our guys thought they were over the hump. They won the big rivalry, and it was a little tough to get them up for the Hicksville game. But tonight on the bus, they were very quiet. They were very purposeful, and I think they're ready to take care of business tonight.
Did you talk to them at all, or pretty much everybody knows what they need to do on this field?
We didn't talk a lot. We just told them how important this game was. If they want a chance to compete for the state tournament, they have to play better tonight than they've played, certainly over the last game.
All right, now Dr. Artie is superstitious. He has the same bus route over here, the same bus drivers. You're going to be on the same sideline. Are you happy over there? The sunflower seeds, the supply is there as well.
Everything is the same.
Everything is the same, so that could mean a victory for Ward Melville?
Well, we hope the outcome is the same, but we were expecting a real hard-fought, close game.
Joe Cuso, best of luck.
Thank you, Carl.
All right, so the stage is set, as Barry Landers always says, and guess what? Coming up next, the face-off. It's the New York State Class A semifinals from Hofstra Stadium. Stay with us.
They're made of the same active ingredients. They've undergone extensive testing. So what's the big difference between Genevieve's pain reliever and the national brand? The box.
You by Canon USA, by Chase Bank, by Hofstra University, by Genevieve's, we'll take good care of you, and by Bob Stores, Elite Sports Medicine and Rehab in Ronkonkoma. Lacrosse Unlimited, 4 stores on Long Island to serve you. By the Quick Stick Lacrosse Camp at Cornell University with Coach Richie Moran. By STX Lacrosse. By the Long Island Rough Riders, playing their home games here at Hofstra Stadium. By Crystal Video Productions. Barry Landers along with Kerry Gluck back here at Hofstra University. Both teams on the field. And we'll take a look at the starting lineups for this showdown. And for Lakeland, it's a good attack. Dalton, the 2 Lindsay brothers, Sean Lindsay, exciting freshman who had the game-winning goal the other day. The midfield, Schussler, Mata, and Procida. And a defense that'll be tested, Kerry.
And it's a good defense, though, as we take a look at Dalton, Kieran, and Scanapianco. And there you see the goalie, Horowitz, the All-American, 68% save percentage and only giving up just over 4 goals a game.
We'll give you the Ward Melville starters in a moment. John DeLucia off the face-off, trying to come up with the ball. It goes to the far side. Ward Melville in their traditional white with green numerals will pick it up. And now play it to Ross Detmering, number 10. Detmering plays in the midfield with DeLucia 9 and Matt Resch 17. On attack, Anthony Pisciotto, 21. Rich Kunkel, 14. And Mike Monfort, number 33. This is Mike Monfort, who's had a terrific playoff, Kerry.
He has had a great playoff, a great year, Mike Monfort, as he was selected All-American.
And DeLucia's pass not handled by Detmering. If you're Lakeland, Tim Weir knows that he wants to slow things down as we'll take a look at the Ward Melville starters here in this game. And for Ward Melville, Kunkel, Pisciotto, and Monfort, a terrific attack, one of the best they've had in a long time. DeLucia, Detmering, and Resch on the midfield, and a very solid defense.
Again, very good with Sorelli, Duffy, and Grasso. And there you see the goalie, Russ Kushner. Again, 5 saves against Hicksville in that close game.
But he came up big when he had to in the Long Island Championship. So Lakeland, they'll be a patient club. They've got good sticks. They'll move the ball around. This is Kevin Dalton as he works against Mike Duffy. That's the matchup. Dalton gets doubled up by John DeLucia. Again, this is a tough defense to work against. You have to skip pass, go to the weak side, and Detmering picks off the pass.
Well, they take away those passing lanes just like Detmering did right there. So you really have to move the defense and be patient. You can't look to just try and score off one pass.
Here's Ross Detmering. Remember, it was Detmering getting things started the early part of the last game against Hicksville. Anthony Pisciotto, the outstanding attackman who has been injured most of the year, was out with a collarbone injury and played only 9 games this year. DeLucia working against number 37 as they swing it behind Pisciotto. Pisciotto checked out of his stick. Good defensive play by Jim Kieran, number 28.
Hey, that was an excellent check by Kieran, the 2-year starter. He's all county, and he showed an excellent takeaway check on the very shifty Anthony Pisciotto.
Right now, they bring it down. We'll set the lineup for you. In midfield is Matt Schussler. And Matt Schussler feeds it over to Jason Mata. And Jason Mata puts him in front. The All-American senior going to Delaware has given Lakeland a 1-0 lead. And an unusual position toward Melville falling behind early in the game.
Well, that may force Melville, though, to pick up their intensity level, Barry, having fallen behind early in this game, where they've usually been getting the quick go-ahead goals and having to sit back and not play with the same kind of intensity. This is going to be one of the critical aspects of the game right here, Barry, the face-offs. Mata is an excellent face-off player for Lakeland.
One area that certainly Joe Cuso was concerned. DeLucia's a good face-off man, but not a great one. Not in the likes of a Todd Sauerbrunn, who they had, of course, went on to star at West Virginia in football. They look on the crease and hustle back behind the cage to pick it up. This is Sean Lindsay, 22. To his brother Jim. Up top, they feed it. A shot blocked by Detmering, attempted by Matt Schussler.
Good play by Detmering to come up very aggressively on Schussler, letting Schussler know that he's going to be there if he's going to take the shot.
Now Mata going against the short stick now of Detmering. They're not able to get their long pole defensive midi in. They swing it behind. Jim Lindsay off on the wing. Number 22 is brother Sean. 31 goals for Sean. Good job by the defense. DeLucia blocking that shot, and Russell Kushner to play it.
Melville showed very good defensive position on that last series, Barry. They haven't done anything on the offense as yet. This will be their third possession down in the offensive half, and we'll see what they can do in terms of getting themselves into a rhythm.
John DeLucia brings it down. Monfort will play it. Monfort working against Steve Scanapiaco. Monfort off to Resch. Of course, a big matchup will be handling Monfort. He controls the ball so often, even though he's an attackman. Here's Detmering sweeping right. Dumps it back. DeLucia, good pass. Resch misfires as they worked it nicely for a good shot by Resch.
Yes, they did, Barry. Melville did a very good job, had their heads up every slide, but you know what I liked? I liked the Lakeland second man slide was very good and very effective. Here's the last goal by Lakeland. Number 24, Jason Mata, takes it nice down low. Ball never came up on Russell Kushner. Good goal.
Monfort working now in the midfield. He'll take his man behind. Monfort swings it back outside. Working against Brian Dalton, number 15, as they switched.
Good. That's going to be a great matchup. You've got two high school All-Americans going at each other, Barry. They know each other well. They both played in the Empire State Games. You have two good matchups there with Monfort and Dalton.
Kunkel, normally an attackman out near midfield. You're going to look for a weakness maybe on defense, try to exploit somebody. Pasavia in the second midfield unit on. Number 28 out there also with number 29, Dan Kretz. This is Pasavia, good-looking sophomore. He can score. Kretz looking for Monfort, got checked that time by Dalton as he tried to get the shot off. He's the twin brother of Kevin Dalton. Two seniors. And on the loose ball picked up by Ward Melville, trailing 1-0 with 5:28 to go in this first quarter.
Monfort did a good job cutting across the face of the goal, Barry. The pass was a little bit off target. It wasn't a great pass to Monfort, and that's how that created the check. But Monfort did a good job coming up with the loose ball.
So Mike Monfort with 58 goals, 57 assists, 115 points. One of the all-time leading scorers. The great tradition of Ward Melville, the Wayman brothers, the all-time scorers with 138. This is Kretz going left now. Danny Kretz against Mike Sander, number 4. That's a big matchup. Sander, their best defensive midi. Pasciota beautifully on the crease, and they finish. Colin Forrestal, the senior, who was in the starting lineup as an attackman when Pisciotta was out, now playing on the second midfield, gets his 27th goal of the year, and it's tied at 1.
Barry, this is what I think is going to be another critical aspect of this game, is how efficient can the second midfield be for Ward Melville. I think they may be a little deeper at midfield, and if the second midfield can pick it up a little bit, take up some of the scoring, I think they're going to have a good game. And we'll see it on the replay again. Here's a nice feed coming from Pisciotta, and when the double comes, he dumps it into Forrestal.
Back to the line of action, they come right back. Jason Mata with his second goal of the game, and it's 2-1. That's the way Lakeland answers right back. Mata dominating the face-offs, and as you pointed out, Kerry, that could be very crucial in this game.
And that was the beginning of that goal. It started right off the face-off. It only took them 6 seconds after the Melville goal to come down the field and score the goal. Nobody slid to pick up Mata, and he took another good shot against Russell Kushner.
Mata's had only 5 goals but 10 assists in the playoffs, knowing he's got to step up big. Kerry had 2 in the last game against Shaker, and he has 2 more today. 37 on the year, and he again easily wins this face-off. Young man going to Delaware. He's the best all-around player that perhaps they've had there in quite a while. They've had some great players at Lakeland. On that 94 team, they had the likes of Rick Beardsley, who went on to have an outstanding career at Syracuse. 6 Division I players on that team that lost to Melville. Kerry, if you'll recall that game, Lakeland jumped out in front 3-0 at the half against Melville. Melville had to come back and win it 4-3.
And it was a great defensive effort in the second half, as here we have the first unforced error against Lakeland.
That time it was Mata throwing it over the head of his teammate Kevin Dalton. And the ball now to be put in play as you see Kevin Dalton. Or check that, Jim Lindsay heading off. Now Kevin Dalton staying in on the ride here, as Kushner will look for the outlet, and he finds his teammate Mike Duffy. Duffy swings it to John DeLucia. He's got great legs, DeLucia. He can run all day. They say his motor never stops running. And right now, Resch going left, looking on the crease, alertly picked up by Monfort. Gets in, good save by the All-American Greg Horowitz. And a quick outlet. He's an excellent outlet passer, and he's good out of the cage as he finds his open teammate upfield, and he got it downfield that time.
He showed you why he's an All-American, Barry. Made a great save, but not only that, that outlet was a quick outlet, got them quickly into transition. Greg Horowitz did a good job staying on the shot by Monfort. Monfort got in on him one-on-one, and Horowitz made just an outstanding position save.
Good clear by Dan Weber, who heads off as the play with Mike Sander now in the midfield, number 3. And loose ball, Ward Melville trying to come up with it. Resch scrambling for it, but alertly coming up with the ball being checked is Matt Schuessler. And Schuessler controls the junior, who was an alternate on the Empire State team, playing in the midfield right now. With Mata, who has both goals, have to mark him closely, and right now Resch playing with a short stick against him. This is Jim Lindsay, checked out of his stick. Good job by Duffy. And he looks for the outlet, but throws it away. Second unforced error that time for Ward Melville. And Lakeland will get the ball back here, Kerry, with 2:38 to go in the first quarter, and leading by a score of 2-1 as we go to Carl Reuter.
Barry, right now, Coach Tim Weir of Lakeland is riding a high. Last Friday night, he able to beat Yorktown, and it keeps on advancing. And then the next day, that Saturday, he is the father for the first time. His wife, Elizabeth, giving birth to their baby daughter, Margaret. So all is well in the Tim Weir family, and congratulations. And he'd like to get another game right here, wouldn't he?
Well, no question about it. They beat Yorktown, the team, the perennial arch rivals, who are now in A school, and they go on to survive against Shaker with a come-from-behind victory. So everything's going right for Lakeland. We'll get a timeout taken by the Lakeland Rebels right now with a record of 16-3. They lost this year to Darien, lost to Yorktown 6-5 in overtime. St. Anthony's by a goal in overtime 7-6. And have impressive wins, including a victory over Catholic champ Chaminade, as we take a look to the road to the top.
And there, as we see Tim Weir with his Lakeland team gathered around, having a moment to speak with them. And there you see the road to the top. An easy win over Clarkstown North, 11-2. Mayapack 10-5.
Mayapack, of course, defending champs. They beat Ward Melville on this field last year in a shocker 2-1.
A very low-scoring game, atypical for the Melville Patriots. And then, of course, winning Yorktown, always a strong team from the area. And then the Shaker game in overtime.
Tim Weir's third year. He replaced, of course, Frank Vitolo. And for Ward Melville, road to the top. Easy win over Connecticut. Started to play a little shaky in the second half against Northport. Even though they beat Sachem, had the lead, he wasn't totally pleased. Same thing with Hicksville. Maybe they played good for about 25-30 minutes in that game.
Well, again, the intensity level against Hicksville, Coach Cuso was really not that pleased with the offense. He said, we really have to finish our scoring opportunities. We didn't really do that against Hicksville.
And so far, Jason Mata's beaten them up top with a couple of goals. That's what Ward Melville will give you, the shot from the outside. They don't often get beat for a layup on them with their very strong defense. And they'll throw it high to Mata as they got it back. Good job that time under some pressure by Sean Lindsay to get it back to Mata. Now Detmering playing Mata again with a short stick. Mata draws a double by DeLucia. Whips it back now to Josh Procida, number 37, the senior going to Springfield, who has 11 goals this year. This is Kevin Dalton, senior going to Fairfield with 36 goals. You got to watch Dalton. Picked off beautifully by Resch. They've got the fast break. He's got Monfort and Pisciota with him. And he goes on the far side. Kunkel down low to Pisciota. Checked out of his stick, and they lose the fast break.
Well, that is really a good offensive opportunity for Melville, but what a great play down by the goalkeeper, Greg Horowitz, to come out and disrupt the fast break opportunity.
He is exciting, daring. He'll challenge you. He's given his team confidence because they know that they can gamble when he's out there, because he will make up for a mistake that they might make.
But you know, from my perspective as a coach, Barry, his attribute is also being like having a coach on the field. He directs his defense, and you really like to have that in your goalkeeper.
They bring it down right now. Hemsley, number 33, John Hemsley, now working it, swinging it to the far side, number 19 for Lakeland. That's Jim Lindsay. Up top, they'll reset here. Leading by a score of 2-1. They say it was deflected. We've got an excellent officiating crew. Referee Skip Spensieri and umpire Tim Murray. Field judge Chuck Piebert and CBO Steve Murray.
And watch Greg Horowitz on the fast break. Here he comes out for the loose ball, scoops it up, and gets back the ball into transition for Lakeland.
Now, for the first time, Ward Melville able to get some long sticks on the field defensively. We'll pick them up for you right now as they have out there number 25 out there defensively. John Karcher is an excellent long pole defensive midi. And he's playing out there with a couple of other guys. We'll pick it up for you. Look on the crease. Good save that time on the close-in shot. Taken that time by Sean Lindsay. And a good stop by Kushner as he went down low to block it.
Kushner does that very well, I think, Barry. He has excellent concentration, and he's an excellent stopper, and he showed good position on the pipe on that shot.
So with 25 seconds to go here in the first quarter, Lakeland with a 2-1 lead. As we watch Sean Lindsay throw the ball away on the bounce, trying to get it to his brother Jim. Sean, quite a story, a freshman with 31 goals. Had the last 3 goals in that come from behind win over Shaker. Scored with 12 seconds left in regulation to tie it, and then won it in the second overtime.
Well, I'll tell you, anytime a freshman can score 31 goals for you, as we take a look at Sean Lindsay, you've got a blue chip prospect on your team.
No question, he's the quarterback on their football team. Same size as his brother, who's a junior. And now with 4 seconds to go, Ward Melville won't take any chances here. Cirelli with it. Now he'll get a shot off toward the goal as the horn sounds, ending the first quarter. That's the story after one. Lakeland's Rebels trying to knock off the undefeated Patriots of Ward Melville, and they lead it by a score of 2-1. Back with the second quarter right after these messages. And right now, Lakeland with a 2-1 lead, again dominating another face-off carry.
And they've done it right from the very start, Barry, and I think that's been very that's been instrumental to their success.
Dalton getting in, knocked down by Kushner. Kevin Dalton getting around his defender. And they look to outlet to Cirelli. Up now to John DeLucia.
Russell Kushner, excellent job again on his concentration, coming out to play the attackman Dalton.
2 saves so far for Russell Kushner. Monfort will swing it behind. Anthony Pisciotto. Pisciotto matched up against a tough defender, Jim Kieran. Going to Geneseo, 2-year starter. This is Resch, number 17, Matt Resch. Working against Procida, number 37, with a short stick. And off to John DeLucia. DeLucia again working against Jason Mata. Monfort. Joe Cuso wants to get quality shots, but he wants to see his team play better, more aggressively on offense. As Monfort whips it back out to Ross Detmering. Detmering using his speed, gets in. Good save by Horowitz. Scramble for the ball. Picked up and hits the side of the net. Monfort, as he got an opportunity, but the angle is not good.
He needs to take another step above the pipe to get on that angle. He took his shot just a little bit too early.
Unforced error, and we've been joined in the second quarter by Mark Rodman from Elite Sports Medicine and Rehab. And Mark, the trainer for Dowling College. And as we look at Joe Cuso, well, you don't have to worry about guys getting hot or being bothered. What a great night for a game tonight, Mark. And I don't think you're going to have any problems with fatigue or heat or anything like that.
No, not at all. I think the thing to worry about is more the adjustment to the turf rather than the adjustment to the conditions out there tonight.
Well, we're watching these two teams, excellent athletes, playing right here on the turf at Hofstra, as Ward Melville trailing by a score of 2-1. Against a Lakeland team that has never beaten Ward Melville. They're 0-3 as Duffy brings it down. Got checked, and we get a whistle and a flag on the play.
I think we're going to get an offsides call. Kevin Dalton, chasing on the ride, inadvertently went off over the midfield line, and that could be costly for Lakeland, giving the man-up extra situation to Melville, as you see their 4 New York State championships.
Well, he'd love another one. Joe Cuso with a whopping total of 543 wins. And let's take another look at the penalty here.
Now Dalton trying to be aggressive. Now there you see, tries to tiptoe the line, but unfortunately does step over. Good call by the box official.
30-second man-up situation for Ward Melville. They operate at 60%. They kill penalties at 30%. Good passing play here. Pisciotto will finish, set up beautifully on the crease right there, and it is tied at 2. as it was Forrestal who got the first goal, turning feet here, and it's deadlocked at 2 apiece.
Interesting that Forrestal involved in the first 2 goals for the Patriots, and they find Pisciotto on the crease all alone, but what caused it was the fact that, look at the good stick work. They pass the ball around the horn, around the perimeter, they dump it inside to Forrestal, and when they draw the defense onto Forrestal, that opens up Pisciotto on the crease.
Pisciotto with a great playoff run, and Ward Melville wins the face-off right here. DeLucia, as they look to take the lead for the first time. Pisciotto's 32nd goal, and he's been on fire in the playoffs, carry his 16th goal in 5 playoff games for this young man. Still not 100%, maybe a little tentative because of that collarbone as he tries to drive here.
Well, I think you're absolutely correct, and you're not seeing Pisciotto drive the cage much. His shots are coming from a result of passing rather than his one-on-one work.
And he steps into the crease right there, and the ball will be turned back over to Lakeland. I said, Mark, you work with the Dowling Club. What are some of the injuries that you find in lacrosse that you've dealt with in terms of a trainer?
We see a pretty wide variety of injuries, everything from fractured clavicles, like you mentioned the gentleman on Ward Melville earlier, to a little bit of everything. I mean, you name it, we see it.
Mark, as I mentioned, works with the Dowling Club, one of the up-and-coming programs. And right now, in fact, the Ward Melville goalie was on the star goalie this year of the Dowling College team.
That's correct, Barry. Justin White is his name. Last year was the goalkeeper for Ward Melville, and now served as our starting goalkeeper at Dowling as well.
And they're trying to build with giving some scholarships right now at Dowling College.
That's correct.
So right now, Lakeland with the ball. Mata, who has both goals, 6.5 to go, looking on the crease that time. As the pass went awry, as we're looking for Matt Schussler. Ball goes out of bounds, deflected out. It'll still be in the hands of the Lakeland Rebels, who have come down here and not in awe of this very tough Ward Melville team, Kerry.
Well, you know, it's hard to be in awe when you yourself, as Lakeland does, has 3 All-Americans on this team, Barry. So they are a quality team.
Mata run over by John DeLucia, and they're going to go man up right here, I believe.
Well, that was the mistake made at the other end of the field a few moments ago when you saw Lakeland go man down, and now the mistake on the other end of the field with Ward Melville going man down, as DeLucia appears to be getting called for the penalty. Nope, I think it's going to be a trip call, as a matter of fact, against Cirelli. I think he'll draw the penalty on the trip, as you saw on the replay. Good camera work to pick that up. It'll be a 1-minute penalty for Lakeland, and they have been pretty effective on their man up. They've been shooting at about 42%, while Melville, of course, on the other end has been killing about 90%.
Ward Melville gives up less than 3 goals a game. They've already given up 2 here. Ball deflected. Good job by Karcher. And he'll chase the ball to the far side, but it'll still be in the hands of the Lakeland Rebels. 39 seconds to go in their extra man opportunity. Tied at 2. 5:50 to go, second quarter. The winner to advance to Syracuse to the state championship. Good job that time by the defense to break it up. That was Matt Grasso, 44. Back to Kushner.
You know, the pass made by Lakeland, they're trying to go far post, cross the cage. They've got to make it more of a looping pass rather than a straight line drive kind of pass.
Nice clear by Duffy. He does an excellent job, and Ward Melville will be called for an offside, as number 28 was trying to get off Will Pasavia, and he was offside. 10 seconds on the extra man. They bring it down quickly. As they work it down, this is Sean Lindsay trying to throw cross field. 5:20 to go. It'll still be Lakeland ball. 6 seconds remaining on the extra man opportunity. And it looks like Melville has decided to take a timeout. Timeout on the field. We'll be right back. Tied midway through the second quarter at 2-2.
Get the ultimate rush.
Okay, tune in to Bob's for over 30,000 pairs of sneakers for basketball, running, soccer, cross-training, baseball, or just kicking around. Bob's has the sneakers you want. Like Reebok, Adidas, Converse, Fila, Airwalk, and Vans. You want sneakers? Bob's is the place, the only place for sneakers. It's Bob's, where the weekend begins.
Back at Hofstra Stadium, Barry Landers along with Kerry Gluck, Mark Rodman from Elite Sports Medicine and Rehab in Ronkonkoma. Lakeland with the ball. Even now. Teams are all up, so they're all for one man up. Sean Lindsay swings it now to Jason Mata. Back to the freshman Lindsay. His brother Jim, who has 31 goals, like his brother. And, of course, Kevin Dalton with 36. So you can't just shade one of these attackmen. All three can hurt you, Kerry.
Well, they have combined almost 100 goals on the attack. And as you said, that's a very well-balanced attack. And, of course, you have Mata at the midfield, who has an exceptionally high number of goals.
Sean Lindsay with the pass on the crease. Schussler having trouble recovered. Couldn't get the shot off when he initially got the pass. This is Mata against Resch. Getting in. Good shot by, stopped by Kushner. Recovered by Kevin Dalton. Dalton predominantly right-handed, heading to Fairfield. Two-year Empire State player, soccer player, and an excellent lacrosse player. Sean Lindsay throws it back. They run a motion offense here. A lot of cutters. Procita's shot on the bounce, stopped nicely by Kushner. And he outlets quickly up here to try to start the fast break to Matt Grasso.
Good transition for the Melville defense, bringing them back into the offensive half of the field. Now the pressure a little bit more on Melville to come up with something positive on this possession.
Melville looking to take the lead for the first time. They trailed 1-0 and 2-1 on goals by the All-American Jason Mata. Their man-up goal tied the score, Anthony Pisciotto. And here's Kunkel, 65 goals, been rather quiet in the last few playoff games and has it taken away here. Young man who's heading to Brown and right now heading to the goal is Jason Mata. He's got a man in front. Angle drive knocked down by Kushner.
Kushner held his pipe very well, and again outlets well to number 10 Detmering as he gets him back into the offense.
And as we see from our up top camera, we'll get a whistle and a timeout taken by Ward Melville with 3:13 to go. And we'll have a stoppage in play. Mark Rodman, as you look at all the youngsters here in the crowd here, what advice would you give parents with youngsters as they're playing lacrosse, going to these summer camps, to prevent possible injuries by staying in good shape?
I would recommend that people start at an earlier age to do a lot more preventative workouts and on a more consistent level. We have a lot of kids that come into school and they haven't done their homework, so to speak. They haven't done their conditioning and training on the off season, and then you wind up getting the injuries.
And when the youngsters starting out 7, 8, 9 years old, what do you have to be careful about as a parent or even as a coach with them?
I think with the younger kids, you don't see as many injuries. They tend to bounce right back up, and you don't see as many injuries at those ages. So I wouldn't be too concerned with anything real specific there.
It's only guys our age that have to be worried about the injuries, Mark.
And you gotta, when we had Brooks Sweet in our booth, he's 40 years old, plays in the over 35 league. That's when you start getting the injuries, right?
Yeah, that's when you have the weekend warriors. You got to be a little careful.
How about these club lacrosse guys who go at it pretty good?
Yeah, you see a lot of injuries up there too. It's you're not as young as you used to be, like they say.
Well,
Gumby doesn't suffer too many injuries. He can take all the hits.
Fans are whooping it up over there, that far side. Want to thank our sponsors: Cannon, Chase, Genovese, Bob Stores, Hofstra, Elite Sports Medicine and Rehab, Dr. Frank Segreto and Mark Rodman. Joe Cuso, a little concerned right now. 2-2 is the score, but his club has possession. What do you look for after the timeout, Kerry?
Well, I think you're going to look, Joe, I think, is really going to try to emphasize to them to take the good shot and let's finish it. See, that's the shot they're not finishing right now that Joe is really concerned about. They're getting good opportunities on the last shot by Kunkel, but they're not finishing, and it's going to be tough against Horowitz. He's an outstanding goalie, going to Delaware, a very good lacrosse school, and they're going to have to make sure their shots are well taken.
Delaware, of course, plays in the same conference as Hofstra. Resch, and Horowitz deflected it high in the air. Kunkel will be closest to the ball, but he is very quick. Great reflexes by Horowitz in the cage.
Resch's shot coming from the sidearm was a little bit easier for Horowitz to have good vision on, and he shot it on the stick side. Okay, Horowitz is a lefty. Resch shot it to the stick side.
He's also, Horowitz, the captain of the football team, captain on the lacrosse team. Nice look, and that time Pisciotto couldn't finish as he cut down on the crease, turned with that left hand, but again, they had a backer in Kunkel.
And Kunkel very much fortunate to get that ball because Horowitz, quick out of the cage, almost was able to win possession.
Richie Kunkel putting into play, 3-year starter. His brother's a 10th grade goalie. Bull dodges, forces his way a lot. And as we mentioned, another quiet John DeLucia working against number 4, Mike Sander. This is Monfort, chased by the All-American Brian Dalton. Two great players here. Monfort on the crease. Kunkel knocked down by Horowitz. Had good position there, Kerry.
He certainly did, and again showed good reflexes because I thought Rich Kunkel was in good position. It was a nice feed, and I thought certainly he had an excellent opportunity, as now Lakeland will take timeout with 1:47 to go in the half.
Well, shades of a lot of these close games that the Ward Melville Patriots have had in these downstate games recently. Well, you're watching great lacrosse. You'll see some great soccer on this very field. Yes, the Long Island Rough Riders now making their home here at Hofstra. And for tickets, you can call them at 516-756-GOAL. And they've got some upcoming games here. Wednesday, June 11th, they'll take on Richmond. And on June 14th, 7:30, taking on Hershey. Tickets $10 for adults, and a lot of groups will be on hand. New York Saints, indoor lacrosse. We've talked about Vinny Sombrano with the Saints going into the National Hall of Fame. Good time right now to check out season tickets and call Coliseum over there at 516-794-9303 as we'll take a look at one of the fine saves by Greg Horowitz in this game.
And now look at, you'll see Rich Kunkel in good position, right dead on, but again, he puts it right at Greg Horowitz on the stick side. I think they haven't adjusted to the lefty in the goal, Barry, and all the last 2 or 3 shots have all been to the stick side.
It's an excellent point, Kerry. What are some of the areas, Mark Rodman, as we have a chance to quickly talk about, we've talked with Dr. Segreto about concussions, some of the concerns with a physical sport like lacrosse, and certainly with football, more and more concerned about that from a trainer's perspective and certainly from a medical doctor perspective.
I think that's been an issue of concern for quite some time. I don't think it's been addressed as appropriately as it needs to be, and there's a lot of concern in that area.
And as you see, they score with 2-2, 1:40 to go. And right now on the clear, the Lakeland Rebels in a low-scoring game. Remember, Ward Melville averages over 14 goals a game. Lakeland averages about 10. This is Kevin Dalton. 1:25 to go. Lakeland will try to probably hold on to the ball, maybe, and work for the last shot. Well, there's a lot of time left here. Ward Melville trying to come from behind, but if, again, you remember the game back in '94, Ward Melville didn't score a lot of goals against these guys.
Well, both these two teams, Barry, really have very good defenses, and you're not going to see a very high-scoring game, I don't think, tonight. I think you're going to see a pretty close game, and I think you're going to see the team that makes the least number of turnovers and the least number of mistakes is the team that's going to win this one.
Detmering will pull it down and bring it across. 50 seconds to go. Patriots have a timeout remaining. Let's see if Joe Cuso will use it. Run the clock down a little bit and set up a play. Anthony Pisciotto off to Rich Kunkel. Tied at 2. Ward Melville with just one even-strength goal in this game against this tough defense, and now they will take that timeout with 31 seconds remaining. So Joe Cuso, his club has dominated Suffolk County, 19 county championships. They have won 13 of 15 finals in which they played in the county championship. And with Bill Martens, his great defensive coach, Ray Weeks, and also, of course, helping out the other outstanding coach, Mike Hoppy. What a staff he has.
Absolutely. It's a very stable staff, too, Barry, which really helps a program when you have coaches year after year being able to institute their philosophy and institute their ideas about team play.
Well, one of the proud sponsors of our lacrosse coverage in the playoffs is James K. Shea Real Estate. 516-360-004. Well, the Sanders brothers. We talked about Jason Sanders being a great lacrosse player. And, of course, his brother Scott was a great football player at Ward Melville. And Scott runs a great office out there, the James K. Real Estate Company, proudly serving the 3 villages and surrounding communities. Great to have that kind of support, Kerry, following the Ward Melville Patriots we're getting from Chuck Rampone and Ramford, and helping these games get on the air.
It certainly is. You need the community support. Athletic programs in high schools today really are dependent upon those kind of support from those advertisers.
Thanks also to Mike McGinnis of St. James Transmission. Mike's son Ryan plays on the Ward Melville JV team. Here's Mike Monfort. 19 seconds to go. Chased out there by Dalton. Dalton really forcing him deep, but right on top of him. Monfort trying to use his speed, gets the double. Beautiful pass, and Detmering has it deflected away.
I think what Ross could have done there was turned away from the defender and taken that with his left hand. Instead, he received that with his right hand, and he turned into the defender to keep that right-handed shot.
Ball be put in play by Pisciotto. He's have to drive the cage. No time for a pass here. He'll turn, trying to get it to Detmering. It's blocked as the horn sounds, ending the first half. And it is over. And Mark Rodman, thanks for joining us. Thanks for all your support from Elite Sports Medicine Rehab and also bringing these games to the folks.
Thank you very much, Barry. It's been a pleasure.
All right, Kerry, we'll take another look by the Ward Melville Patriots. Joe Cuso heads off, hands in pocket, his team tied at 2.
Well, this is what Joe wanted to do when he says he draws the double and he tries to find the free man. Now, you saw Detmering take that right-handed shot. I think if he turned the other way with the left-handed shot, he might have been able to be more effective.
Back with our halftime report. Carl Rudder standing by when we return. We've got a good one. Tied at 2, Ward Melville and Lakeland.
Started in the district back in 1968. We've had a very good fortune in the program. Kids are committed to the program. We've had coaches who've been in the program for many years. So the continuity has made a tremendous impact on it. And one of the things that's also helped is Joe is giving credit to the people at the lower levels, letting them know that he appreciates everything they do to get the kids ready.
Yeah, when you talk to Joe, Herb, he's always mentioning the Bill Martens and the Mike Hoppies and all the way down the line to pretty much the feeder system that it starts with these kids that are 5 and 6 years old.
Definitely, and when you added the Little League program back in the early 80s, so you even went further into the younger ages, and the kids just take the program to the point where it's a winning program. They play it year-round. They have sticks in their hands all the time, and once you have the stick skills, the other stuff, part of it will come with it because they're committed to the program.
When you see the other athletic directors and coaches, I mean, they have to be somewhat in awe and jealous of just the winning tradition of Ward Melville.
I'm not so sure it's jealousy. I think it's the issue is that it's a quality program. The coaches do the right job from top to bottom. I believe we're good sports in the program. And I think that just adds to the fact where they appreciate, even though it's another school, they appreciate what's going on.
How much appreciation, and I'm sure there's plenty of it, but you're close to the situation. You mentioned the other guys that Joe Cuso is always paying tribute to, but the fact that he's won some 540-plus games and only lost like 50-some-odd games.
As far as the other people in the program?
The other people in the community and the program as well.
They appreciate what's going on. I mean, he's done a tremendous amount of work for the kids and getting them into quality programs in college, and they appreciate that. And they know he works hard at it. You know, and Joe doesn't bring the attention to himself. He's always letting people know that, yes, I'm up here. I'm the one that people are telling me my name goes before the records. But he said it's really the whole program that is achieving that. And it's wonderful. I coached for 22 years, and I was very happy to coach in 9th grade for 22 years without saying, oh, gee, I got to get up there, because I knew, from Joe, that you're making a contribution and is appreciated by all of us. So, and that's what I'm saying. I think what's built the program. I mean, when you can have people in, and we have coaches now who've been in there 10, 15, 20 years. Ray Weeks at the JV, been there for 29 years, along with Joe. And I think if we added up his record, might even be better than Joe's. I'm not sure exactly what it is, but he's probably won as many games.
He's pretty much up there. Herb Friedman, thanks very much for coming by here, welcome. Talking with us, and best of luck, and hopefully you get up to Syracuse.
Great game, and they're a great team, Lakeland, and we're going to have to make sure we stay up on top of it, because that's not a team you can make mistakes on.
All right, we'll see what happens in the second half. That's Herb Friedman, the athletic director of Ward Melville, joined by Carrie Gluck. We'll have some halftime numbers when we come back. Stay with us.
We helped David Nolan with a pre-approved mortgage, which gave him the bargaining power to buy his family a bigger house with a lower bid. Chase Mortgage Pre-Approvals. They make every one of our 23 different mortgages even more valuable. Another way you're worth more at our bank. Chase, because the right relationship is everything.
The Elite Sports Medicine and Rehabilitation Center features state-of-the-art technology, ultra-modern equipment, and an in-house board-certified orthopedic surgeon. The Elite team will bring you science, technology, and perfection together. Under the watchful eye of Elite's medical staff, Elite provides physical therapy, sports training, currently running Neil Heaton's pitching program, and weight reduction programs. The Elite Sports and Fitness Center. Call 737-6767. Strive to become all you can.
For the gold, the new Rebel G. Get the ultimate rush.
This could be your pool. This could be your campus. This could be your library. This could be your studio. This could be your class. This could be your team. This could be your home. This could be your university. This should be your call.
Joined by Carrie Gluck. And Carrie, this is what championship lacrosse is all about.
This is exactly what we expected. We really were anticipating a close game, two teams with very good offenses, but yet very good defenses. And at both ends of the field, the defensive have stepped it up a notch, and they're playing very aggressive. And that, I think, has been the part to explain this 2-2 game.
All right, as Carrie said, 2-2 on the board. Let's check out the halftime numbers. And boy, it pretty much bears out a 2-2 game.
Well, you know, Lakeland was very concerned about the ground balls. That's the area that they've dominated right now, and the face-offs. I really think Mata has done an excellent job on the face-offs, and he's done an excellent job running the field for Lakeland.
All right, speaking of Mata, 1:59 into the first quarter. It's the All-American getting on the board.
Well, he really got them started very well. He's a very strong player, and here you'll see the strip on the defense for Lakeland, and that gets them going. Mata will come up with it after the outlet pass by Horowitz to the long stick, and they'll find Mata in the middle of the field, and here he comes right down at you. And nobody comes to pick him up, and he's not going to be one to pass up the shot. As we take a look at the screened shot, and Kushner goes down low but doesn't come up with the save.
All right, just a couple of minutes later, about 3.5 minutes later, Ward Melville, though, ties it up.
And again, a nice play from behind. You'll find Pisciata will find Forrestal. There's the double, and that opens up Forrestal on the crease for, again, a shot. But you'll notice the shot went to the stick side. All too many shots right now for Ward Melville have been going to the lefty stick side of Horowitz. I don't think they've really adjusted to the fact that he's a lefty, and they're not taking their shots to the off-stick side.
All right, well, Mata put up Lakeland by the score of 2-1. That was after one. Second quarter, Pisciata tied the game at 2. That's where we are. We're waiting the start of the third quarter, and it's all coming at you right after this timeout.
Cable theft is a crime. If you see it, help us fix it. Call 1-800-660-0715. All calls are confidential.
Hi, this is Jerry Hart, former New York Islander and owner of the Rink Summer Hockey School in Islip's Hidden Pond Park. On ice or off, our guest coaches, pro players, and counselors make it a well-rounded experience for the serious player or the kid just getting started. Whether it's an introduction to hockey, skills development, or shoot and pass, we've got a program that's just right for your boy or girl. So join us on the ice, at the rinks.
For more information on Jerry Hart's Hockey School, call the rinks 232-3222.
Thanks to the work of the United States Organization for Disabled Athletes, a physical disability has become something to challenge and to conquer. Today, physically disabled persons are competing in athletic events once reserved only for the so-called able-bodied. USOTA molds the athletic ability of the young into world-class talent, capable of nearly unlimited achievement. The triumph of the human spirit is what it's all about. You can be a part of their triumph.
for the gold. The new Rebel G. Get the ultimate rush.
We begin the second half as Ward Melville controls the faceoff. John DeLucia coming up with it. Barry Landers along with Kerry Gluck. And right now we're deadlocked at 2 as we begin what should be an exciting second half. Mike Montfort swings it behind Anthony Pisciotto. Up top to John DeLucia, broken up. Good job, Dalton looking to clear. Brian Dalton, number 15. Good job by Mike Sander initially to break up the play, Kerry.
Good anticipation, I thought, by the defense and cutting off that little looping pass, looking to go from behind the cage up top to the midfielder.
Jason Mata, number 24, who scored both goals for Lakeland. Off to Josh Procida, number 37, who plays in the midfield. They work it behind now. Jim Lindsay up on the wing to Kevin Dalton. Dalton trying to get by, gets doubled up by DeLucia. And Dalton controlling, going to Fairfield. Off to Jason Mata, going to Delaware. Three-time Empire State player. Detmering trying to check him. Well, they swing it behind. This is Jim Lindsay with 27 assists and 31 goals. Good pass up top. Mata looking on the crease, picked off again beautifully. And we get a whistle behind the play here, and we're going to get a call here. That ball gets back to Lakeland.
Oh, there's an unforced mistake made by the Patriots. Can't afford to make those errors when you come up with a good defensive play and get a call for an interference, and that'll turn the ball back to the Lakeland Rebels.
So the Rebels, Sean Lindsay, the freshman, who's come up big. Remember, he had the big 3 goals the last time they played against Shaker Heights to come up with a victory. Swing it back up top. Good possession here. Schussler, number 21, against Detmering. Schussler, the junior. This is Jim Lindsay. This is a team that moves well, Kerry, without the ball. There's no cut, a lot of cutting, nobody particularly behind. It's a motion offense.
And the motion offense can really create a lot of problems for a defense. But what I like so far about what Lakeland's doing is that they're being very patient on offense.
Good job by Cirelli. DeLucia got it up nicely. Here's Resch on the fast break. Pisciotto scores! Anthony Pisciotto set up beautifully by Resch, who had the patience to set him up on the crease. And Pisciotto made no mistake. His second goal of the game, 33rd of the year, and his 17th in 5 playoff games.
Well, the goal really comes again, as always, for Melville at the defensive end when they come up with the ball, and that gets them into their transition game. Here you'll see it on the defensive end. That's J.P. Cirelli. He creates the loose ball turnover, and then you've got DeLucia looking upfield. There's Resch. Stick in his right hand, he makes the feed. Now watch Pisciotto's stick control. Little fake down low on Horowitz, and he goes up high to put the Patriots ahead 3-2.
First time the Patriots have taken the lead, but Ward Melville getting back on defense now. As Lakeland will bring it down. Mata with it. Jason Mata will get a whistle. And the official going to the box said they have too many men on the field, Kerry. There's a stoppage in play here. And an inadvertent whistle.
It's inadvertent.
So Lakeland puts it back in play as they now go with Matt Schussler, 21 in the midfield, with Jason Mata, 24, and Josh Procida with 37. They won't play that second midfield very much, will they, Kerry?
No, they really don't get that second midfield in very often, Barry, and that could be very important later on as this game goes on, because Melville does use their second midfield, and they have been somewhat effective, as we've seen Forrester score already today.
All right, here's Jim Lindsay working against the tough defender. Good job by Mike Duffy to come up with a turnover. Trying to get it is John Karcher, number 25, with the long pole. Karcher wisely gets it to the short stick of Mike Montfort.
Good job by the big sticks. Duffy to get it up to Karcher.
Look on the crease. Pisciotto with another goal, and it's 4-2. And again, the sticks of Ward Melville coming up big here as they open up a 2-goal lead with 6:37 to go in the third quarter.
And as a guy who likes defense, again, it's really starting at the defensive half when Duffy, all 6'2", makes a great check, comes up with the loose ball, gets Karcher on the break, and that's the transition game. And here you see Duffy's look up front right here with the stick check, then gets it into Karcher's stick, and Karcher with the big stick has his head up and wisely gets it to the short stick, and he'll get it to Montfort. and that's their game. That is the Melville game, and there they'll find Pisciotta coming around the crease with the left-handed shot, and he puts it up on the stick side high, and they score it on Horowitz.
Nice job by Will Pasavia to set it up. The sophomore is going to be a great player. He's an outstanding soccer player, as we've mentioned. Another look at the beautiful fast break opportunity coming off the turnover.
And Pisciotta now with the hat trick, his third goal of the game, Barry, as he comes around the crease, nicely taken with the left-handed, and he is with that left hand, high stick side, puts it by Horowitz.
3 straight for the young man going to Cortland State, and that's Joe Cuso's alma mater. Are they going to be lucky to have this young man?
He's a very, very dangerous attackman. Not very big, Barry, only about 5'7", but he is a very dangerous player. He's quick. He's got a great little move from behind the cage, and he's a sneaky attackman. He gets under those big sticks, gets under those big defensemen.
Well, they've had some great teams, Ward Melville, of course, in the past. Back to the '94 championship team, they had a tremendous amount of star players. In '94, you remember, they had Justin Donadin playing on attack. They had a lot of terrific players on that Long Island championship. Jay Nagus, who got the winning goal in this game, in that 4-3 game, was on that team. Ian McGilray, Tommy Falaise, Scott Weber, and Harold Drum, the great UMass defender who made All-American this year, was on that team as well. So here we go once again. And an opportunity for Lakeland after that timeout to regain a little composure here after the 2 quick goals and the 3 straight by Ward Melville to take the lead here. This is Jason Mata. Now picked up by the long pole, Matt Grosso. Remember, they were playing a short stick on him earlier, Kerry.
Well, I think only because they weren't able to get the short sticks off the field. And Joe Cuso would, I think, much prefer to see Grosso with a big stick up top to be able to play Mata.
Of course, Grosso may be in the mold of a Harold Drum, as we mentioned Drum's name. Mata, hit by Grosso, now picked up by Duffy. Puts it on the crease, spin move by Lindsay, and there's a flag on the play as he missed. Lindsay spinning around. Jim Lindsay draws the penalty as he was looking for his 32nd goal. He had 4 in the win over Yorktown, had 7 in the playoffs. As it'll be Ward Melville going a man down.
And they'll be down for a minute on a slash penalty. And you'll see the shot taken right here. Nicely done. And you saw the flag being tossed by the official with the slash just off the screen to your left.
J.P. Sorelli is the man in the box right now. Big man-up situation for Lakeland so far. They're 0 for 1. Had a 32nd man up earlier. This is Kevin Dalton on the left wing. Up top to Lindsay. Procida. They swing it behind. This is Schussler. Kevin Dalton. Schussler. Broken up, loose, and they score. Sean Lindsay. Sean Lindsay, ever alert, picking up that loose ball. He is Johnny on the spot. He scored a goal like that, Kerry, to tie the game the other day when he scored the tying goal with 12 seconds left. After Kevin Dalton won a ground ball, he tied that game against Shaker, and he comes up with the goal right here. Check it. It looks like Mata. Maybe I'm wrong, but it's apparently Jason Mata as we take another look.
Well, you'll see Mata's right in the middle of your picture. He's on the crease area, and being Johnny alert, Mata coming up with the ground ball to bring them back within 1.
Mata with all 3 of his team's goals, and of course we highlighted that young man, an All-American.
And you know what, Barry, the defense did the good job though there. That's what, you know, could really hurts Melville. They did a great job on defense. They created the loose ball, they created the turnover, but Mata, being very alert, comes up with the ground ball. And that's been very much a story, I think, tonight. Lakeland doing a very good job on ground balls.
Well, that penalty turned out to be costly, Kerry. They kill penalties 90%, but now 1 for 2 is Lakeland. So each team has scored with a man up. And you can't give these 2 teams who have great sticks too many man-up opportunities. They're going to hurt you.
They'll come back and burn you later on if you give them those opportunities.
Here's Monfort on the wing. Goal line extended. Anthony Pisciotta has been the story, along with Jason Mata. Each has 3 goals in this game. Monfort taking it behind. Monfort strong. Putting it on the crease. Soft shot, not much on it. Taken down low. Another shot whistled wide. That was Richie Kunkel. getting the opportunities.
I think Kunkel was right, initially trying to catch Horowitz moving against the grain, so to speak, with that soft little first touch, and then he tried to just sweep it into the goal with the second shot.
4:12 to go. Lakeland will put the ball at play, trailing by a goal. Ward Melville has come back to take the lead here in the third quarter as we look at the replay here. Now the ball to be put in play by Lakeland. Greg Horowitz, who was a star in that first half. Watch closely, he had 5 first half saves. Watched by DeLucia. Now they'll work it ahead to Josh Procida. Going to Springfield, tremendous speed, Procida. They use him a lot on the clear, and this is number 37. Beat anyone going to the goal with that speed of his. Thrown behind, having trouble. Is Sean Lindsay. Good job once again by the defense, Matt Grasso. Real cheap clear downfield. Now they'll bring it across. Matt Grasso with a good job. And Matt Resch will settle it down in the midfield here, Kerry.
And wisely to do so, Barry. I think it's important here for Melville again to be patient on offense, give their defense a little bit of a breather. They've been playing a lot of defense this quarter.
Monfort, who has 115 points on the year, has had 16 points in the playoffs. Trying to feed the cutter on the crease. Kunkel stepping in to the crease. It'll be a crease violation against Kunkel and Ward Melville.
I don't think that was a great look by Monfort. I would have expected him to be a little bit more patient. Yes, he saw Kunkel, but Kunkel is not in a great position to receive the ball. See him coming across the cage there. There's 2 sticks he's got to get it through. That's really a tough pass, and then if Kunkel gets it, what's he going to do with it? He's going away from the cage. It's going to be a tough move for Kunkel to be able to use.
Schuessler on the deflection there. Almost taken away. DeLucia with a wrap check. Ball on the ground. Cirelli trying to get to it. Rolls off of Mata. The aggressive Ward Melville defense forcing the turnover.
Well, that's what they like to do. They like to be aggressive, swarm the ball, create those kind of turnovers. And now Melville in possession again.
So right now, Melville clinging to a 1-goal lead. 2:42 to go as they try to beat this Lakeland team for the 4th time. Lakeland has never beaten them in these state semifinal games. And right now Ross Detmering heads off the field as they get a clearing midi in. And Pasavia comes on along with Kretz in the midfield and Colin Forrestal. So they get that second midfield unit in, Kerry.
Yeah, and that's going to be a help to them, I think, because that first midfield's been on the field for quite some time now.
Get some fresh legs. This is the exciting Pasavia, who made a nice assist earlier to help set up a goal. Colin Forrestal, who had a big goal. He got the first goal of the game. Down low to Anthony Pisciotto. Off to Monfort, watched by Brian Dalton. He's the twin brother of Kevin Dalton, the attackman. And now played by Danny Kretz. He's an outstanding soccer player, Danny, a junior. 6 goals on the year. Sevilla, 1:58 to go. Off to Kretz. Second midfield has played well in the playoffs for this team, Kerry.
Well, they certainly have, Barry. They're a very experienced midfield with Forrestal, the senior, and Kretz, the junior.
Of course, Forrestal got a lot of playing time when Pisciotto was out. He was moved to attack, and look at his numbers. The guy has 27 goals on the year. Having trouble on the ground that time with his Pasavia. Scramble for the ball. Lakeland kicking it around. No possession. Goosed out now. And Melville will come up with it. Mike Monfort with 1:20 to go. Ward Melville with the 1-goal lead. First midfield getting some needed rest here. They can keep this second midfield on for a while. Here's Pasavia. I mentioned what a great soccer player he was.
And is.
Franchise, they called him in soccer. Monfort lost it, recovered it. Trying to force it on the crease, and it's picked off by Lakeland.
A blind pass, I think, by Mike Monfort.
Jason Hemsley picked it off. Hemsley coming down, trying to feed. Great save, Kushner, as he robbed Jim Lindsay in close there.
That could be a game-winning save right there, Barry.
5th save of the night, and transition back the other way. With the long pole, Matt Grasso. 34 seconds to go. He should be patient here. Worked for a last shot, Colin Forrestal. That second midfield unit staying on here as you see the time remaining in this third quarter. Ward Melville leading by a goal. Reds will have time to recover. Now gets checked in the midfield by number 33, John Hemsley, who led that fast break earlier down. He's a good-looking sophomore, Hemsley. Now down to 6 seconds to go. Pisciotto putting it on the crease just over the head. Kunkel will get possibly a shot off as Horowitz comes out, and the third quarter comes to an end. Should be a dandy as we head to the fourth.
As we ended the third, Pisciotto was looking for Forrestal to get that first goal like they did to start their scoring spree earlier on.
Well, the Patriots with a strong third quarter. They score 2, give up 1. We'll head to the fourth quarter as we take a look at the big save moments ago here by Kushner as he comes up big on the opportunity by Jimmy Lindsay.
1-on-1, and Kushner does the job.
We'll be back with our final quarter. You're watching exciting lacrosse on the LISN.
This is science. This is technology. This is perfection. This is the human body utilizing science and technology to achieve perfection.
Walking the sidelines, looking for hopefully a big fourth quarter. And right now, he's talking on the sideline right there, rather animated.
Talking with Ray Weeks, his very, very close coaching partner.
So here we go, fourth quarter underway. Procedure call. And we have a stoppage at play. By the way, as we had that St. James transmission spot, we want to thank Mike McGinnis, who's in the broadcast booth with us, taking a look at tonight's game with his brother from Belmore, a little Nassau and Suffolk rivalry going back there. And we've got a dandy rivalry going right here. Lakeland will put the ball in play here. Jason Mata, who's had all 3 of their goals. Working it now to Sean Lindsay. He's been big in the fourth quarter in the last couple of games, Lindsay. Off to Josh Procida, 37. Matt Schuessler, just a junior. He's got 21 goals. He can score. Had 2 in the Shaker victory. 3 and 1 in the playoffs, number 21. This is Kevin Dalton. Now they feed, cross feed, bouncing around, and Mata will recover. Cirelli picks him up. Opening minute of the fourth quarter. The winner to advance to the state championship, possibly to play West Genesee, who was leading in their game earlier tonight by 4 goals. Trying to force the crease that time. Schuessler going after the ground ball. Tightly checked. Ball rolls to the far side. Still in bounds all over Duffy there. Good defensive work by Duffy. However, it'll still be Lakeland ball.
Did you see Ward Melville when the feed went from Mata to Schuessler on the crease? Did you see those 3 white shirts just converge on Schuessler, not giving him any room at all on the crease, Barry?
Absolutely. They were going to say, you're not going to beat us from in front. We're not going to give you a 5-yarder. Back to the live action. Here's Kevin Dalton. Again, draws a bit of a double. Defense very active here. Josh Procida.
DeLucia is doing a very good job in the backer position with the short stick for Melville. They drop DeLucia from the midfield into that backer spot, doing a really fine job cutting off those passing lanes and being a backup defenseman.
Jason Mata with it. Mata swings it behind to Sean Lindsay. Looking on the crease again. They converge on the crease there to break up the play and off to Ross Detmering.
And of course, DeLucia's pressure created a very difficult pass for Lakeland.
Detmering brings it down. He's gotten big goals all year, Kerry. Not a lot of them. Detmering 10 goals. DeLucia to Monfort against Brian Dalton. The senior going to Springfield. Monfort beats him. In front, Resch scores! Resch on a beautiful play by Mike Monfort as he comes up with his 58th assist, and Matt Resch gets his 16th goal. And the emotion running high here for the Ward Melville Patriots. A huge goal here in the fourth quarter to go up by 2.
Well, Mike Monfort, look at him on the wing area. He looks to draw out his defenseman, who's done a great job on him all day. Brian Dalton, and he beats him, and then of course finds Resch right on the crease, makes a nice cut to the ball as the as Montfort draws the double.
So Ward Melville regains a 2-goal lead. Remember, they led 4-2. Now they lead 5-3. Kevin Dalton against J.P. Sorelli. Dalton falls down. He's pushed. And Sorelli's going to go to the penalty box.
And Sorelli not happy with himself on that one as he gets caught for the penalty. And again, we'll see the replay where you're going to see J.P. Sorelli get his stick up just a little bit too high. Right there, catches him in the mask, and it's going to be a 1-minute penalty as it looks like perhaps Dalton steps on the foot of Sorelli as he falls down.
Well, key man-up situation here. Lakeland has scored a man-up goal. Procida swings it now to Sean Lindsay. Brother Jim overthrows Kevin Dalton out of bounds, and it'll go back over to Ward Melville with their unforced error.
And that could be very important right now for Melville. Last time Lakeland had an extra man situation, they scored, being alert to come up with the loose ball. As we take a look at Tim Weir on the sidelines directing his extra man team. And now he wants them to press forward, exert a little bit more pressure, and not allow Melville to take a lot of time off the clock on this penalty.
Ward Melville's Russell Kushner taking it behind the 5'8", 150-pound senior going to Lehigh. Off now to Matt Grasso. Brought down beautifully. This is Kretz. Kretz will line up a shot, and it got blocked, goes wide. And it'll still be Ward Melville ball. 6:44 to go. Melville down a man for the next 21 seconds.
Now that last clear by Melville, created by Kushner, as he got the possession of the ball, he created a 2-on-1 when he comes out of the cage, Barry. And once the defender commits himself to Kushner, he dumps it off to the wingman, and that was what allowed Melville to get the ball into the offensive half. Here comes the double, because remember, Lakeland is still extra.
Montford's beautiful job comes around and scores. He beats the double. A man down goal, and Melville opens up a 3-goal lead. That could be the killing goal.
Montfort now very much involved in the last 2 goals for Ward Melville, creating the assist on the last one and finishing this one, Barry. He's really picking up the tempo of his game right now in the second half. Watch him split the defenders right here. The double comes as you would expect, and Montfort just takes on the double, splits him, and comes in to finish it.
Time out of the field. The Patriots with a 3-goal lead. 6:36 to go as they try to remain undefeated and head for a state championship. And Ward Melville coming up huge, but right now Mata wins the face-off. He's had 3, looking for number 4, and he missed the net.
Well, that's why Lakeland is so dangerous, Barry. Mata can win the face-off at any time, and when he wins the face-off, he's been winning them clean. They lead in the face-offs 9-3, and that's been very much a problem for Ward Melville. Mata's come down, and he always has had an opportunity to take a shot.
In their last game, they trailed Shaker by 3 goals. 8-5, scored 3 in the last 4 minutes to tie it and won in overtime. Now Shaker certainly isn't the likes of a Ward Melville, but they've had the history. They know they can come back, and they've got confidence that they can, Gary.
And they've got the players and they've got the horses to do it.
And again, Dalton's pass picked off at Melville with great defense. Once again, Detmering on the fast break. Throws it away, threw it behind Kunkel. We have a flag on the play on the far side.
Matt Schussler will draw the penalty as he was giving chase to Ross Detmering, and we'll see the slash call, and it's a good call made by the official to give Melville now an extra man situation.
Melville's 1-for-1 man up. Here's a look at Richie Kunkel, the outstanding player going to the University of Massachusetts. Pisciotto, remember, scored a man-up goal to tie this game at 2 when Ward Melville certainly was struggling offensively in the first half, missing many good opportunities, Kerry, as they were in the last couple of games.
Now, Melville has a 3-goal lead. That's the largest lead of the game so far, Barry. If they can go up by 4, they've really created a problem, I think, for Lakeland. But that kind of mistake isn't going to help them. Right. 4th turnover.
You look at Colin Forrestall on the far side. So maybe I should have been able to come up with that ground ball. Forrestal, remember, did have a big goal in this game early in that first half, Gary.
He got them on the board with the first goal of the game.
Now, Ward Melville looking to double here.
Go get him, come on!
And this is the exciting Horowitz, who can, he scored a goal and has had 3 assists this year, Horowitz. So don't put it behind him to race upfield. He's a great athlete, a football player, captain of the football team. And just as we say that, the young man will be going to Delaware. Still with it, eating up time on the penalty. Good job there. And he got it off to Sander. Mike Sander, great legs here. He's one of their fastest players. Let's see if they come up with a man-down goal here. Nope, again, the Melville sticks break up the play, Kerry.
Yeah, I think Sander just took that a little bit too deep to make the pass, Barry. Should have been a little bit more patient and gotten rid of the ball sooner.
All even right now. Good job by Matt Grasso on the clear. And the team's all even. We'll get a whistle stopping play here and timeout with 4:49 to go. And the Patriots right now in the driver's seat, leading it 6-3. Time out of the field. We'll be right back. You're watching Championship High School Lacrosse on Cablevision's LISN. Leading here at Hofstra by a score of 6-3. And they've had a big second half. This game was tied at 2. And then Ward Melville broke it open in the third quarter. Pisciotto made it 3-2 with a couple of goals, his 33rd and 34th to make it 4-2. And then it was 4-3 on a goal by Mata. And then here in the fourth quarter, Resch with another big goal to make it 5-3. And Montfort to make it 6-3 as they came up with a man-down goal. And if they're smart, Kerry, they want to go to the goal, but they want to use the clock here. It's like an extra player out there for it.
Oh, absolutely, and they're going to try, as the clock draws down, you're going to see more pressure exerted by Lakeland, which should open up another player on the field.
Absolutely. Montfort, who's come up big once again, as he did in the Sachem game when he had 4 assists. Montfort driving the cage, passed up the shot, now finds Resch. Resch walks in. Horowitz got a piece of it.
Again, Resch took his shot to the stick side of Horowitz. I'd like to see them go to the off-stick side. Make Horowitz play that off-stick. He hasn't had to do it all night.
Now look at Matt Resch, who got a big goal, his 16th earlier, going to the University of Georgia. That's no lacrosse for him down there. Maybe a club team, perhaps. Montfort. Montfort checked by Brian Dalton this time. Loose ball, and it's recovered by Lakeland. Good check once again. There was Resch and DeLucia, the 2 midfielders all over him, but it's recovered by Mike Sander. And Sander will bring it down that time. Good job by Ward Melville. Now big collision. DeLucia runs into a Lakeland player who's down and apparently shaken up with 3:28 to go. And it is number 4, Mike Sander, the senior, going to Drexel.
As we'll see Sander bring the ball down, it looks like he almost runs into a double, and that's where he draws the push. But look at the double right here. There you see the push. See the one hand off the stick that created that. And it might have been a helmet collision with J.P. Sorelli and DeLucia coming from the backside.
Well, Kerry, it's been a great year. We'll be back with more lacrosse after these messages.
What you've done other games this year?
Okay, tune in to Bob's for over 30,000 pairs of sneakers for basketball, running, soccer, cross-training, baseball, or just kicking around. Bob's has the sneakers you want. Nike, Reebok, Adidas, Converse, Fila, Airwalk, and Vans. You want sneakers? Bob's is the place, the only place for sneakers. It's Bob's, where the weekend begins.
They're made of the same active ingredients. They've undergone extensive testing. So what's the big difference between Genevieve's pain reliever and the national brand? The box, and over $3. Quality Genevieve's brand products, guaranteed. They're made of the same ingredients. They've undergone extensive testing. So what's the big difference between Genevieve's mouthwash and the national brand? The bottle, and over $2. Quality Genevieve's brand products, guaranteed.
Well, happy to report that hardworking Mike Sander, good-looking senior, excellent takeaway player, is okay. as Josh Brasida has it. They can't waste too much time here. Carry down by 3. Ward Melville's defense has been superb here. Just like gnats all over the ball. They double, triple team. The shot by Mata, and not a good one as Kushner comes up with it.
Well, Mata scored their only 3 goals today, Barry. But you know what? This Ward Melville defense holding a team that's averaging over 10 goals a game for only 3 at this point.
Detmering all over Dalton. Monfort trying to rake it. DeLucia trying to come up with it, and he will. DeLucia spun around, drops it off to Mike Monfort. Patriots with a 3-goal lead, 2:49 to go, as they try to beat Lakeland for the 4th straight time. Lakeland won once against Farmingdale back in 1991, then lost to West Genesee in the state championship. And they were hoping for another shot at the state championship. Ward Melville's Ross Detmering being hacked away over there by Steve Scampico. Canapico, rather. Here's Resch driving to the cage, and he scores! Matt Resch with his 2nd goal of the game, 17th of the year. And the lead is 4, and they're celebrating. It's at Talcott, 3 Village, and all out there in Suffolk County.
Well, I think that is the game winner. I think we saw the straw that's going to break the camel's back. Those 4 goals are going to be very, very tough now for Lakeland. Resch has really done a good job, and look who he gets the assist from. Mike Monfort standing out on the wing, sees Resch cutting to the cage. He's got his stick in good protection from the defenseman who's offering pressure, but not enough as we saw Resch take an excellent shot, bounce the shot low on goalie Greg Horowitz.
Well, Matt Resch, known as the best shooter of the 3, comes up with the goal, his 2nd of the game. You talk about the balance of this team, the midfield doing such a good job. DeLucia coming up with 2. And right now, looking for more. They'll get another opportunity, and Monfort thought he had it, but he missed the cage. It goes down and said, I thought I had another one there.
Well, Monfort had the defender, Brian Dalton, beat on that last play. He was 1-on-1, and he just put it wide of the pipe.
Monfort with a goal, 2 assists, 118 points on the year. And as we check the quick check of the scoring, Forrestal a goal and an assist. Pisciotto with 3 and 1. Resch with 2 and 1. Passavia with an assist. And Monfort with 1 and 2. Timeout taken right here. And Ward Melville just 2 minutes and 1 second away from a possible chance at another 5th New York State championship. Well, the Rough Riders hope for another soccer championship. They've been very successful over at Mitchell Field Park across the way, now playing at Hofstra, and they're off to a pretty good start. For ticket information, you can call them at 516-756-GOAL. And upcoming games on Wednesday, June 11th versus Richmond, and June 14th against Hershey. And one of the sponsors that we're delighted to have for these playoffs, Ramp Chevrolet at 1395 Route 112 at Port Jefferson Station. 516-473-1234. I want to thank Chuck Rampone and all the folks out there for supporting not only the Comstock Warriors and Port Jeff Station, but of course Ramp Ford and Ramp Chevrolet supporting the Ward Melville Patriots. So here we go, Kerry. Tim Weir, who was the proud papa last week of a baby girl, hoping that a little miracle can happen in his life right here, but it doesn't look that way because he's battling Joe Cuzo's tournament-tested claw.
Well, I think that really was a good timeout right there by Joe. With the clock drawing down to 2:01, he had to make sure that his players knew that what the time was, because now they have to keep it in the box. And rather than inadvertently step out of the box because they, with only 1 second to go, he calls the timeout and tells them now how to set up with 2 minutes.
Well, they double up as Horowitz was trying to help out. He was out of the goal, and now they'll look to try to clear. Actually, Kunkel looking to play it here. Kunkel with Horowitz back in goal. DeLucia, Detmering thought better of the shot, but had the ball checked. DeLucia with those great legs will come up with the ball.
The ball comes out of the box, right, Barry, and that's the mistake they wanted to try and avoid. But again, I like what Lakeland did on defense down there. They brought Horowitz out of the cage, knowing his out-of-the-cage abilities, put him on a defender, and they tried to double the ball.
All right, here's Sean Lindsay going behind. Again, Ward Melville swarming on defense, Kerry. They just won't let you control the ball. There's a man in your face every time. Mata takes a long shot, easily handled by Kushner. The outlet up the field to Ross Detmering. Detmering going to Washington College, the senior, moving in. very heady player, doesn't make too many mistakes out there, and he'll swing it behind. Monfort, as we now hit the 1 minute mark here, they'll score again. Pisciotto with his 4th goal of the game, and it is now 8-3 Ward Melville.
And of course, the open cage created by the attempted double by Lakeland, bringing Horowitz out of the cage to try and help out on defense, enables Pisciotto to get the easy goal. He had the layup.
19th goal in 5 playoff games for Anthony Pisciotto.
But look at Detmering. He's the one who legs it down and gets them into the offense, and he'll drop the ball off again to Monfort, and Monfort and Pisciotto work so well together. Open cage, and there's Pisciotto's shot.
Another timeout taken with exactly 1 minute to go, and there's the celebrating going on right now. Well, a guy who played some good football at Ward Melville High School is pretty happy right now, Scott Sanders. Scott, of course, a longtime man over at James K. Shea Real Estate on 516-360-004. You can reach him at Wisconsin Highway. 3 villages and surrounding North Shore communities. They work those areas. And of course, his brother Jason Sanders was a terrific lacrosse player for Ward Melville. Went on to start North Carolina. Nice to see the Sanders family supporting the Patriots.
Absolutely, Barry. And high school programs need that kind of support from the parents of these young players.
Anthony Pisciotto, a young man who is the honorary captain. You see him and gathered around Bill Martens there and getting a hug from Joe Cuso. Little guy, shows you at 5'7", 155 pounds, you can be a star in this game. Off the face-off, Mata, whose career will come to an end, battling for it, number 24, and the ball goes over to Lakeland with 54 seconds to go.
Push call.
Check it to, yeah, it will go over to Ward Melville. I beg your pardon on the push.
Oh, they're calling the push against Lakeland.
So now the ball put in play by Ward Melville. Joe Cuso's made some substitutions here. We'll pick them up for you, giving some of the youngsters a chance to play. Number 2 in the game right now, Brendan Conan, the senior midfielder. He gets tripped up, no whistle. A lot of subs in there right now. They'll get a chance looking for the empty net as it was taken on that last shot by number 18, Justin Beal, another senior midfielder. What a special moment for these youngsters here, Kerry.
Absolutely, and Joe showing a lot of class, putting in these seniors, giving them the opportunity to play perhaps their last game at home in front of the fans here on Long Island.
Well, Joe, remember this Ward Melville team won 71 games in a row from 88 to 90. They lost trying to make it 3 straight championships. They lost to West Genesee in 90, eventually came back to win a state championship in 92, and they're headed back to another opportunity. They'll probably take on West Genesee, the perennial team that has given them trouble in the past.
And what a game that will be up in Syracuse.
And the ball loose, 20 seconds to go. We may possibly have that game for you on the Long Island Sports Network as Kushner gets beaten coming out right now with 14 seconds to go, and we'll have a stoppage at play on that last goal scored. A little bit too little too late, but nevertheless no quit in this Lakeland team coached by Timmy Weir.
And of course, they're a very aggressive team. Mata, very effective on the face-off. Is it possible they could get another goal? Certainly it is. Can they get 4? No, I don't think so.
Not in 14 seconds, but Mata will pick it up, drive toward the cage, bounces off a check, now throws it cross ice. This is Dalton with a long pole, bounced around, it's over. The beat goes on for Joe Cuso as they win another Downstate championship, and now we'll go for another New York State title. So the Patriots, who last year lost on this field to Mahopac, the eventual state champion, now have another crack.
And they certainly are celebrating as we see the Melville Patriots on the field.
Take a look at Joe Cuso as time was running out.
Just having another sunflower seed, watching the game.
When you've won 543, you get a little shower for 544.
How does it feel, Joe?
It's happened before. Let's go to Carl Roeder standing by with one of the stars of tonight's game.
All right, Barry, down here with Anthony Pisciotto. This has become a common occurrence following Ward Melville games in the playoffs. And Anthony, it's a game you guys fell behind, and then you were able to turn the natural hat trick and get the team going again.
Yeah, we knew we just needed to control the ball. We needed to settle down a little. I mean, when we were getting the ball on offense, we were going one-on-one, losing the ball, so we just decided to settle it down, do what we do normally, do the Melville offense, and that's what we did.
All right, a lot of times the goal scorers, as yourself, you get all the credit in this one, but at the end of the third quarter, you guys are leading by only the score of 4-3, and Russell Kushner comes in with the big save, preserves the one goal lead, and then you guys are able to get away from it in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, Russell, he's played good all year. I mean, there's not been one bad game by him. I mean, right now, on my point, he's the best goalie in the state, and we love to have him.
All right, so now your thoughts on going up to Syracuse.
Far ride, and West Genesee, I mean, they won, what, 9 state titles? They're a good team, so we got to get ready. We got that long bus ride tomorrow, practice. Game on Saturday, we'll see what happens.
All right, best of luck in that. Once again, 4 goals today.
Yeah, I don't know.
Go ahead, celebrate, get in the handshake there. Anthony Pisciotto, 4 goals. Ward Melville over Lakeland, 8-3 the final. New York State Class A semifinals. The Patriots go to Syracuse for the championship.
Patriots heading to the state championship as they defeat the Lakeland club by a score, the Rebels, of a score of 8-4. And it was quite a game. Kerry Gluck 2-2 at halftime. Ward Melville's defense just outstanding in the second half, and the offense certainly, based on that defense, came up alive.
Absolutely. The credit, I think, to Sorelli, Duffy, Grasso. They really did the job. Kushner in the goal, made the save when he had to in that close one-on-one, which was really critical, I think. And at the other end of the field, I really think that Monfort picked it up, and Pisciotto. Kunkel was a non-factor in this game, but when the pressure was on, they could count on Monfort and Pisciotto.
And how about that midfield? It doesn't get a whole lot of recognition. We talked about DeLucia, we talked about Detmering, we talked about Resch. All 3 coming up with a lot of ground balls and coming up with big assists and a couple of big goals.
And DeLucia, I'm really impressed with DeLucia. He really did a great job as the backer on that defense, taking away all the passing lanes for Lakeland.
Congratulations to Garden City Ward Melville. They're undefeated. They represent Long Island in the state championship. It's been a great year for Kerry Gluck. And all our crew will remind you that tonight's game has been brought to you by our friends at Cannon. And also by Chase Bank. By Hofstra University, we teach success. By Genovese, we'll take good care of you. By Bob's Stores. By Elite Sports Medicine and Rehab in Ronkonkoma. By Lacrosse Unlimited, with 4 stores on Long Island to serve you. By the Quick Stick Lacrosse Camp at Cornell University. By STX Lacrosse, performance driven. By the Long Island Rough Riders soccer team, playing their home games here at Hofstra. And by Crystal Video Productions. For the final time this year, this is Barry Landers for Kerry Gluck, Carl Reuter, Hal Sass, and all our crew here at Hofstra, saying so long, everybody. Have a great summer. We'll see you in the fall on Cablevision's LISN.